Honestly, I thought we were getting a remake starting from Dragon Ball, as you can hear me say in my live stream right here. We're getting a whole remake for the entire anime, starting from Bardock putting Goku in a pod. That's what I thought. A remake of the entire anime, starting from Bardock putting Goku in a pod. That's what I thought I was looking at here. But as you can see, this 3D animation that we're getting, we knew a while back, I've said it before in a different Dragon Ball video, that they've been trying to like master this 3D animation and get it down pat, replicating Toriyama's art style so they can seamlessly animate these characters and make the comics and the pages look like they come to life. And they've been doing it a lot, and it's been progressing really good, as you can see, because during this event they showed this little anniversary trailer and it looks amazing. Every scene that you see is a comic coming to life, even outside of the panels. Like, that's like Adobe After Effects. People can animate comic panels. They got them jumping out the pages a lot, okay? And it's completely animated and it's amazing. So long story short, this announcement was nice. We got new confirmation of the MORO arc being animated. The Granola arc is going to obviously follow next. So there's two main things I want to talk about here. First of all, the art style that we're seeing here is going to not exactly reflect how the anime is going to look, but this is the direction that they want to go in. They want to emulate Toriyama's art style. So even when they're going to be adapting this arc and this story that's drawn art style wise is drawn by Toyotaro, they're going to still try to give it a Toriyama look as far as it being adapted into the anime, okay? And if you don't remember, before the manga started doing its own thing with the MORO arc and all that, the Galactic Patrol Saga, right, and all that stuff, the anime was the main source of the stories, because we started off with the Battle of Gods. They brought Dragon Ball back. They brought it back as an anime first, because it can live as that, right? It can live as an anime. They realized that. The manga followed to boost the popularity and cover more ground and whatnot. They started adapting the Resurrection F movie in the manga. Then they started adapting everything else slowly but surely later, right? So the anime was always doing its own thing. Term to Power, anime story, giving like little Toriyama notes on a napkin and stuff like that. The anime staff, they had to fill in the gaps with the writing and the scenarios. That's why nobody likes the way Piccolo got eliminated. Why am I saying all this? Because now that we have a more solid base of a story to be adapted, which is the MORO arc and the Granola arc, the anime staff are going to be able to highlight and boost up this entire thing way past what the manga and Toyotaro was able to do, because Toyotaro's not perfect, but I'm not to give him any flack about these two arcs, or the MORO arc specifically, because it's a good story. But just the idea of the anime being able to go further and bigger with it, that's what we're going to see. Because as they even say in this stream, the way they speak about it and how they're just going to adapt, they're adapting this prisoner storyline and all that was following the Term to Power and the space arc and all that. They said that they're putting it into anime. They want to make it into anime. That means more than just taking the manga for exactly what it is and putting it into the anime. They want to change. They're going to change things. They're going to change things. They're going to make it its own thing. But it's anime. That's why in this trailer we see Daima amongst all of the lineups, right? And mind you, Daima is not being shown here in its chronological order, because technically Daima would be placed here before Battle of Gods. That's the way it's the timeline position it has. But as a lot of you fans have to end up realizing, that you should already realize by now, they do not care about what's canon, obviously, and they don't care about that sort of the things that we all try to care about. They don't care about it like that, okay? Is Beerus farting down here? What the hell? It's like a piece of gas there. But anyway, like, they don't care about that. So Battle of Gods and everything else, it leads up to Daima. And what's the next chapter in the anime? It's the MORO arc, the Galactic Patrol Saga. So Daima could be referenced. It doesn't even have to be referenced, but you should know that Daima is a part of the anime. It's a part of Dragon Ball's storyline at this point in time. A lot of people try to say it's not because it's not canon, because of the things that don't really intersect with the other mediums that the story was told in. For example, the way Supreme Kai turned back to normal is different in Daima, is different in Super when you watch the anime, and is different in the manga when you read it for Super, right? This is kind of a natural occurrence because one, they don't care, like I said, and two, they weren't thinking about it like that. You have to take and understand that what you're looking at currently, whatever they're telling you currently about what's happening, like I don't care if they tell you something that contradicts something else. If they tell you this is how it works now, this is how it works now. It doesn't mean that this is a separate Super timeline. And I hate when people say manga Goku versus anime Goku. That doesn't matter, okay? A lot of that doesn't matter unless you're talking about something very, very specific, like manga Goku trying to use destruction, which is never even mentioned again, because Toyotaro just wanted to do cool shit that was completely different from the anime that he was adapting, right? The story that he was adapting from the anime. Same story, different things happen. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The main plot points intersect, okay? Goku went Ultra Instinct, and they won the Tournament of Power. And the universe didn't get destroyed. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how it happened, who got eliminated before, same story at the end. So my point in saying all this is, yes, one, you can expect the Galactic Patrol Saga in the anime to be different, because they're taking the manga and making it animated. And that's what the anime's always done its own thing, okay? It's not going to be extremely different, but there's going to be different things in it, is what I'm saying, okay? So outside of that, the ball is starting to roll now. So we're going to get the MORO arc animated. We're going to get Granola. We're going to possibly get the superhero, the stuff that happened in the manga, like with Goten and Trunks animated. I doubt they're not going to do the actual movie again, because I know the manga did the movie. They're not going to do that. We might get Clean God. We could get Clean God animated. I think that's a possibility. The stuff that's not anime already, even though you could, because the manga adapts anime stuff. So the stuff that's not animated already, but that's in the manga, like Clean God, but not superhero. And the Trunks and Goten shit, all of that, they're going to throw that into the anime. It's probably going to end with the whole Saiyan fight that happened at the end on Beerus's planet. Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Goten, they all fighting on Beerus's planet. It's probably going to end there. Now here in this video, they announced it as the newest arc in the franchise. Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol is officially set for production. We know this is not specifically the newest arc, but the way they worded it right there, this is how the anime is prioritized. This is why before a movie came out, the manga was kind of not doing anything. And when a movie does come out, the manga is going to adapt it. It has to put it inside of its story. It can't just skip it. Like the anime was able to skip MORO and this and that, let the manga do what it wants to do. The anime is being treated more like the main source of things. I don't know how long that's going to remain, but as he says here, the Galactic Patrol arc is a continuation of the Dragon Ball Super Space arc and then the Tournament of Power arc. Okay, in terms of the manga, we have decided to produce an anime for Dragon Ball Super. Okay, as the Galactic Patrol arc of the prisoners, which is already included in the manga, in the comics, you see how he's separating it, right? He knows it's separate, but it's the same story. They're going to make an adaptation, right? It's a new anime. So the way he's saying it there, it just bleeds out the fact and the idea that this is going to be an anime version of those events for Super, right? That's what they're doing. And because Super is its own thing. The manga is Dragon Ball Super. The anime is Dragon Ball Super. They're bringing Dragon Ball back, okay? You see it's a new logo. The blue logo. Dragon Ball Super is coming back. The Galactic Patrol. New color on the logo, I should say. It's space. It's space now. It's galactic. So there's not much else to say for this video. I don't want to go in circles, but big new announcement. They've been trying to master the Toriyama art style as far as it goes with adaptations. I feel like even in this this picture here that we get, like, it's not extremely Toyotaro. It's not extremely Toyotaro. Toyotaro doesn't really draw Goku's face like that, nor Vegeta's. Okay, and it's specifically the hair. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're really trying to capture Toriyama's art style, even for characters that he didn't draw, right? And angles that he didn't draw. So when we see new characters pop up, like the Angel and stuff like that, yeah, he's gonna look like he did in the manga, but the subtle differences with how they're drawing them, like, I wish I could sit here and point out every subtle difference, like this right here, Toriyama musculature, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this sharp angle on his head, Toriyama Vegeta head. It's just, everything is different, right? It's not all exactly Toriyama one-to-one, but you can see the influence, and it's definitely looks visually different from the manga. Okay, so, like, not completely different either. It's just a little bit different. Okay, so yeah, I guess, like I said, there's nothing else for me to say. I will drop another video soon because they're gonna have more news later. I probably won't stream again because the next stream is about Dokkan. I don't play Dokkan, so the stream after that should be some more Genki Damatsuri Dragon Ball news. So I'll be getting that, and even if I don't stream it, I'll drop a video. So you know, look out for that. It could be manga announcements, like I think I said that. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what's going on, man. Okay, we're gonna have to see what's going on. I think they just sit here and they talk about the story now, because I was already you know, I already watched this. This is my stream. That's why the Dragon Balls are on the screen. So yeah, they're talking about the story. They're introducing it to everybody as if you've never seen it before also. So, because even, you know, Nozawa says she never even heard of this. So a lot of people never heard of this. A lot of people don't read the manga. They don't even know about reading it, right? So some people, if they found out, they would go read it. Some people, if they find out, they don't want to read it because they don't even read manga in the first place. They don't like reading it, you know. So it's like, it's a different type of Dragon Ball fan. If you're a casual Dragon Ball fan, you're not going to go read the manga, okay? If you're not a casual Dragon Ball fan and you like it that much, and you heard there's a new story after the anime, you're going to go want to read that shit. You know, only casual Dragon Ball fans. And it doesn't mean you don't like Dragon Ball a lot, but I guess it's a different way you like it, right? It's just different. You know, if you're more casual, you're not gonna go read the manga. You'll wait, you know. It's not that big of a deal for you. Okay. So long story short, new anime, the ball is rolling. We can expect every arc that has not been animated already, like Clean God. You know, Clean God is funny. I like it. So Clean God and Goten and Trunks doing stuff before the superhero movie, all that sort of stuff. We can expect all of that to get animated, okay? And yeah, because it's gonna link back, I feel like, to the events of the superhero movie. Because during the superhero movie, it suggests already that Goku and Vegeta have already been through the granola and the MORO arc already. So technically they're going backwards in the timeline again, like Daima did. But I wonder when the anime, as far as the anime goes, I wonder when they're gonna try to put it back in the middle. Will they do MORO, granola, and then after that they do like Clean God, and then Goten and Trunks in superhero, and then will they take that and lead it and, you know, connect it straight into the extra stuff that happens after superhero in the manga? Because the manga continues after the movie, right? So, you know, in the proper timeline order. So I wonder if they're gonna do MORO granola, the little Clean God, superhero mini saga with Trunks and Goten, and then skip the movie and adapt only the events that take place after the movie. They could give a recap, but they'll skip the movie and do the events that's after the movie. So we can see it's possibly 5 anime arcs that we're gonna see: Moro, Granola, Clean God, superhero mini saga, and then post superhero movie with all the Saiyans fighting on Beerus's planet, right? That's potentially 5 sagas or arcs, whatever you want to say. We're gonna get 5 seasons, unless Moro or Granola is 2 seasons. They could do that, but we'll see how it goes, okay? And I will cover it. So, look out for that. Stick around, hit that button. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Gonna have the news, okay? I'm out.